Hi all, just hopping on to share one item that I got in a haul, some Christmas projects, and a couple of other projects. I'm going to use this as my Christmas in July thing, even though I'm sharing other things, but I have so little to share that it's easier just to put it all into one video. I got my Warm and Natural batting. I actually ordered this the same time as I ordered stuff I shared earlier this week, but it didn't come in until yesterday. My Christmas related projects. This one, if you watched me open and use my Joy card for the first Joy machine for the first time, you've seen me make one of these. I made two more, so I made a total of three. I'm really going to try to use my Joy or my Cricut, whichever, or my Maker, whichever, and make some more Christmas cards. My goal is to maybe like 3 to 5 days a week make a couple of cards every day, each of those days. And then I did this Happy Holiday one, but I did it in the gray, which this was the insert card. It's from Cricut. These ones I used my own card base because I wanted to do some in more traditional Christmas colors. I looked at Target when we were out to see if they happened to have any insert cards that were Christmassy, but they only had a couple, so if they make them, they didn't have them. And then I did this one on my Joy too. It's actually kind of a Halloween card because it's a scary cat. In the Cricut picture, they had it on the black card stock as the outside, and then a different color for the insert. But I used my black glitter one for the inside because I thought the cat might be kind of cute that way. I want to try it on the black with a different color back there too. And, because I do have these ones that are black, and this one, they have the holographic. I used the kind of pink one for this one. They also had one with blue. I don't know how well that shows up. It's really pretty though in person. It's really sparkly and pretty. So there's that. And then this one here is from Dreaming Tree, the file. This is actually one of their freebie files. Dreaming Tree comes out with a new bundle like I think it's like every 2 weeks. Sometimes it might be 3. But after they come out with a bundle, they always come out with a kind of freebie that's kind of related to the theme. So the last one was a pet themed bundle, and they came out with this card as the freebie. You could do this card for a lot of different things. I mean, I have which I think I used, I think this paper here with a little paws on it, I think was actually from the Michaels Hot Buy paper pad at Christmas time that was pet themed. But it didn't look overly Christmas. There were a few sheets in there that didn't look overly Christmas, so I used them. I used it on this, and then I had an embossing folder that had paws on it, so I used it for the background there. He does also give you an envelope with all their cards. Usually it kind of has a little something that kind of is themed into the card. Sometimes I don't do their envelopes. For mailing purposes, I prefer I always worry that the ones that I make, that the adhesive is going to give out and the envelope is going to arrive there with nothing in it. It probably wouldn't, but it's just something I worry about, so I usually only make that envelope if I'm going to hand it in person, or I'll put a little extra tape on it when I mail it if I mail it so that it stays in place. So I did those, and then his last bundle, like I said, was pet themed. It actually had 4 items in it. I've done a couple of them. This little dog treat box, put some little dog treats in it, and I only made one of those. I don't have a dog, so I debated even making it, but I thought, I'll just go ahead and make it. And then I did several of the fish treat box. And I think this paper that I used in the background was also from the Michaels Christmas pet themed one. I have some pet themed, but I think most of those are double-sided, and I don't think this one was. I think this came from that bundle. Some of the paper in it isn't real Christmassy. I made like 4 of these. I have the other two projects from that bundle cut out, but I haven't assembled them yet. So, and I have a question for anybody who happens to watch. I'm working on my cataloging, and this is a cataloging sheet for color that Tiffany made up. They're actually all three ones that Tiffany put out, and I printed it. I enlarged it. I think I did it like 130%. Actually, I lost a little bit at the bottom, but in order to get it to cover the side, I kind of had to do that. But it's on 12 by 12 because my printer can do that. But does anybody know, is there any copy place out there that can print on 12 by 12 cardstock? A few that I've seen do 12 by 12 photos, but I don't need photo paper, which I know is why theirs are so much more expensive than what I'm looking for. If somebody would do it on 12 by 12, even if you had to bring in your own cardstock and do it, I think it would be cheaper in the long run if I could bring whichever one I decide I'm going to use, which I might want this one for my pens. I do like this one for the glitter glue, and I'd also like this one. I think would be better with copies done someplace, because my printer, of course, is inkjet, and inkjet, this probably will run when I put a sample on it. Whereas if you do a laser printer, it won't happen. This is probably the one I would use the most for, and I think that I can do 40 different items on there. But since I'm going to do them by color, I would need, I think, 11 copies of each at least. And that's if I didn't go more than one sheet. So I'd probably want to get 15 to 20 of each, just to be on the safe side. And I'd rather not print them out at home, just because my Canon printer that does this size guzzles ink. It really does. I wish I could find a 12 by 12 printer that could handle cardstock, and I've discovered HP is not reliable for that. It works for, sometimes will work for a while and then it'll just stop. My HP won't even pull the labels through anymore, which it used to do labels no problem. I wish Canon had like an instant ink program like HP does, where I could pay for how many copies I'm doing rather than for the cartridge, because it ends up a lot cheaper. But it would be wonderful to be able to just print these out at home. And I also wish the Canon printer would allow you to put 12 by 12 down and copy it, but the copy ability is, I think, 8.5 by 11's max. It's possibly 8.5 by 14, but I think it's 8.5 by 11. I think it's regular letter size paper. I don't think it does legal, and it definitely won't go wider because the platform, the place where you put it down, the glass, isn't that wide. But I want to redo my color catalog, and I want to put it right in. My rainbow section is going to be in these binders, and I want to put, that, like I've got pink and red on this one. I want at the front of each color put my cataloging sheets for that color right at the front, so that I can see what pens, paint, markers, ink, ink pads, whatever that I have in that color family. So that's kind of where I'm at in the good art. I really don't have a lot left to do organization wise in my room. Part of it is organized, but I want to get it in different product. Like I want to get those binders for my rainbow, and I want to get the craft binders for my seasons, because my scrap rack is going to end up just alpha and themes. That, if I could afford to, eventually I might want to get an extra craft binder and put my alpha in a binder and just have my scrap rack themes, because I only have so much space. I have another scrap rack, but it really won't fit where my scrap rack currently is. And I like my layout now. I don't want to have to totally redo the layout to add it. I suppose I could do it if I took my Kallax off the casters. I don't really move it except for when I clean, but it is sure nice having it on the casters when I clean, so I can pull it out, or if something happens to fall back there, I can just pull it out, get clean underneath it, or get whatever fell back there and then put it back. So cataloging wise, I do have my planner card to do, which is mainly my sweet stamps. I need to catalog all of them. I haven't done that yet. So those need to be cataloged along with the my wooden ones that I would only use in my planner. I need to catalog those yet. And then I want to like I said, redo my coloring agents. Couldn't think of that word. You know, my pens and markers. I want to get those cataloged. So I don't know if I can get all of that done in one challenge. So I'll have to decide. There's a new challenge starting in September, and I'm hoping maybe by then she'll have her new products. I did send an email to customer service the other day because I just wanted to know, because scrapbook.com has the binders, but they're marked off a little bit, but they also do not offer any shipping deals. You know, some companies, once you spend so much, they either reduce the shipping or they give you free shipping. Scrapbook.com does not have that. Maybe they offer it at times, but they, on a regular basis, they don't have that. It's not part of their regular offering. And I also know I have a discount code from Tiffany for, you know, having to set up a new account and all that. They gave me a discount code, so I want to order everything that I want at once so I can use that discount code on everything. And they're also supposed to have a nice sale, she said, when that stuff comes back in stock. So I'm hoping for that so that I can order hopefully everything I want. I've got 2 lists. I have one of things that I want right now, and that's the list that I'm hoping to get done. And then I have another list of other things that eventually maybe I'd like to get. So I want to get all that so that I can finish my paper almost. The only thing left for my paper is dividers, and like I said, I'm going to pick those up, I think, occasionally at Hobby Lobby with a coupon. It's going to take me a long time because I need quite a few more dividers, and that's just because I subdivide things. Otherwise I wouldn't need that many dividers, but I like one for my subdividing. But anyways, I'm working on organization. I'm hoping, you're never done. I mean, and I use my supplies, so I have to put them away, but I'm hoping to have all the main tools on hand so that anything new I get is easy to add in. But that's the goal anyways. But thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing my Christmas projects. If you're working on your Christmas projects, let me know. If you know where to get 12 by 12 like cardstock photo copies, let me know. And for a cheap price, I mean, I'd like it to be like no more than 50 cents for a copy, preferably cheaper. The ones I've seen do it on photo paper and they're over $1 a piece, and I'm like, for that I might as well print it home, especially since it's just black. It shouldn't be quite as bad ink wise, because I won't have, I mean, the color stuff will be put on afterwards. The copy itself is just black and white. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you up next time.